Hi, I'm Emma Stokes and this is weeks 11, 12 and 13 of my Dart 10K training diary. Sorry that I've been missing in action, but my holiday just took over life a little bit. I was hoping to be able to do a diary while I was out in Dubai, but it was just busy, and I didn't really have much to report. However, thought I'd give you a catch up this week. Leading up to my holiday, that week, I did my lake swim. I think I mentioned I was going to do a timed swim with Kimo Swim. She does them on a Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month. And it's a really lovely environment. It wasn't competitive at all, very, very friendly. So went over with Mandy, Zoe and Mandy's family. The water was pretty cold, but not unbearable, I didn't think. I think it was reported to be about 14 degrees. So we were with wetsuits, obviously. And I felt really quite calm. I was very determined to get in and do it. The last time I'd got in the water previously was when I had my panic attack at the event last September. And I was just determined, no, that was just a one-off. It was never going to happen again. So get in, I positioned myself right at the back so that when the siren went off, I just let everybody go, because that's what freaked me out the last time, was the legs and arms flailing. Zoe and I just stayed at the back and had vowed we were going to stick together. So everyone went off, heads in the water, go to take a stroke, and I could literally feel the panic coming back up in me again. It was just the minute my face went in that water, I couldn't believe it. So Zoe was really patient. She was like, fine, we'll just breaststroke. But I could feel it building and building, and I didn't want it to turn into a full-blown panic attack. So I just got out. Probably what I should have done is stayed in the shallows and just played around a little bit. But if anyone's experienced a panic attack, you know what it's like, and it's not very nice. And I just didn't want to show myself up in front of everybody again. So I just got out. And then I watched Zoe go off. She really struggled. I think she has zero fear of open water like me. But she found the cold, I think it was, just meant she just couldn't get her breathing. And so she wasn't filling her body with oxygen. Literally couldn't even front crawl at one point. She was just breaststroking and then doing a few front crawls. So she came out feeling really frustrated. So all in all, that wasn't a wholly successful evening, but it's happened and I need to take stock. So Zoe's taken some steps to help her breathing. I think she's now got an inhaler from the doctor. It could well be that she's slightly asthmatic. So that's been dealt with. And I had absolutely stacks of advice about how to stop these panic attacks happening now from the Outdoor Swimming Society Facebook group. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It is the most amazing group. A couple of the things that I've been able to try, because I haven't been able to get back into open water because I've been on holiday, but there was a really nice pool that I could swim in at the hotel. So what I started doing, because I think partly what it is that I can't see because the water's so murky, and I've just got into a real comfort zone of being able to see the bottom of the pool. So what I was doing, which was one piece of advice I was given, was closing my eyes while my head was in the water and then opening my eyes to breathe, and just getting used to not being able to see. And it is a bit disorientating, even when you know you're in a straight lane of a pool, but it did start to work. So I've been practicing that. And also just making a noise when you breathe out. Apparently it's just quite distracting. It just helps a lot of people. So I've been practicing doing that. So I don't know if anyone's been able to hear me while I've been in the pool making these brrr noises when I'm breathing out, but needs must. So anyway, also on Tuesday, I've got an open water swimming coaching session booked. So it's a 2-to-1. So Zoe and I are both going to go. It's with Jason Tate, and he belongs to Southwest Swim, and it's over at Lake 32 in South Surrey. So I'm really looking forward to that. He truly believes that he can crack any panic. I need help with sighting, and yeah, it will just be really nice to be on a 2-to-1 basis. I'm taking my toe float as well, because I really think that is quite comforting, just to know you can grab it. And I think we've got an hour or an hour and a half with him, so fingers crossed. Oh my God, I've got no pressure, Jason, but if this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. during my time away, so I've been swimming in the pool, and I know I'll always do that now. It's just wonderful. I love it. But I seriously considered pulling out of the Dart 10K these last couple of weeks. Haven't shared that with anybody until yesterday. But I don't think I'm going to pull out. Mandy suggested I watch, there's an amazing documentary on Netflix called Kim Swims. And if you haven't followed her or watched this documentary, you seriously need to for some inspiration. This woman is a machine. But what I loved was that she didn't grow up a swimmer either. And yet here she is swimming marathon swims, doing, being the first woman to achieve distances and swims that no one else will even consider. So it gave me lots of hope because I also, am a new swimmer, as you know. So that was really, really good. And then if the session on Tuesday doesn't work with Jason, my final card, my final trick is going to be to try some hypnotherapy. There's an amazing lady called Dipti who I have been familiar with for quite a long time, met her quite a few years ago, and I believe that she will be able to help me to come up with some coping strategies, and the hypnotherapy will just help with the irrational fear of this open water so that I can just get on, crack on and nail this. So that's it really. So it's been more of an emotional journey than a physical journey these last few weeks. But I do feel my head's back in the game. I went and did a swim in the Lido yesterday. I just did a slow mile. I just wanted to enjoy getting back in the Lido, and I was so lucky I had the lane virtually to myself. My watch annoyed me because it didn't record, even though it was counting my lengths and distance while I was swimming. When I then stopped it, it's not recorded it. So it just knows that how long it took me. So I'm annoyed about that and hoping it won't do that to me again. And then, all being good that my fear is overcome, and this coming week, Connor, our swim instructor, has said to Zoe, we just need to get in the water, in the open water, and eventually once the temperatures have warmed up a little bit, we need to be doing our long swims in the open water, which makes complete sense because we've got to be doing them in our wetsuits in cold water. I'm not going to go to the extreme that Kim Swims, a documentary yesterday told me that she apparently didn't have a hot shower for 6 months leading up to one of her open water swims. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm too much of a pussy. But yeah, I do need to start acclimatising because Zoe found that she was getting really sore, sort of like even eyebrows, which sounds weird, but when the water's so cold, you kind of get ice cream head. So that's it. I'm going to love you and leave you, but I just thought it would be interesting just to show you, warts and all, that it's not just about physical ability, it's a mental battle as well that I'm fighting. So I hope to be able to bring you a much more positive story next week. Have a great